you talked about the league, you talked about ISOs, like, I like to throw in these icebreakers, Norm, before we move to the next, this is about you, but I gotta talk about defensive players. And my boy Draymond Green's play against Rudy Gobert
Hmm.
walked him down, Norman Powell style. You feel what I'm saying? Cup dunk, then the Monday night celebration. You
Man,
feel
I
me?
was just tell,
What
I
was it?
was telling him
Sunday
before
night.
that, man, where that come from? Went back to the fountain of youth. I ain't seen that in a minute.
Hey, you know, I don't dunk anymore, man. If I have the opportunity, I just lay the ball up, go and get the 2 points and
Literally.
run back, man. But I don't know, man. I turned that corner. I knew I had to turn that over.
And
I had
the
to.
funny,
Hey,
the
man.
funny part is it was the perfect setup because it was against Rudy too. Like all the stuff going on. Uh, it was against him. He backing up too. I knew what time it was. I was like, oh, he about to go at him.
Hey, man. He started throwing elbows. He kept throwing elbows at me, bro. I was chilling. I wasn't trying to cause no issues. And he kept throwing elbows at me, bro. Even the one where he flopped was like,
Mm-hmm.
man, flop. Like before he took off, bro, he threw this crazy elbow. I mean, I'm like, man, y'all keep letting bro throw elbows at me. This is crazy.
They don't know, man. Rudy sneak
Hey.
dirty, man. Rudy sneak dirty.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. Dude just be throwing elbows. But that was a fun
Hey,
play.
Dray, hold on.
That was fun,
I
man.
want to know. I know you gotta walk us through the setup. What made you? You know what I mean? Like what you saw Rudy Gobert. You know what I mean?
So
I know Norm know as an ISO dude. Oh my God, this the dude I have problems with on the island. Cause you went between the legs. You had a bop about
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
no, so I'm gonna take you through the whole thing. So we go to the timeout, and Seth Cooper tells me, like, yo, you should get it and go. And like you gonna have Rudy on you. And so I'm like, all right. I'm like, all right. But I ain't about to say that to Steve. Like, yo, Steve, get me the ball. So I'm like, all right. Sure enough, he come from behind the bench and he tells Steve, like, yo, you should give get a ball to Draymond. He gonna have Rudy on him. He can just set the offense. Everybody else, Jaden McDaniels, all them, they gonna be pressuring everybody. He's like, so get a ball to Draymond, he can set the offense. And so I start going in tween. Now, what I'm initially thinking is he dropping, I'm gonna hand this ball back to Steph. But once he started dropping and Steph started coming up, I just took the rub screen. Steph set a great
Mm-hmm.
screen, and I turned that mug over. And then I hit him with the night, and it's crazy because I really started doing the night because I thought they called the foul because Jaden McDaniels pushed the shit out of me. So I thought they called it and one, but I couldn't hear it. So I started doing the night, and then I realized we needed to run back. And it's crazy. KD texted me last night. The first text I saw was K saying, yo, you a fool for running down the court full speed doing night. I didn't know till I watched it. Bro, I had blacked out. I didn't know till I watched the
Man,
video
all
that I
the way
made
down
that
court.
long down the court.
Bro, that was hilarious, man. Man, they got this man going crazy.
Somebody,
I did that all the way down the court, bro.
Somebody sleepwalking.
And it wasn't even as if it was a big step down the court too, man. That shit was hilarious, dog.
It was like a night mixed with a shot. Come back down the court. I appreciate the big fella and stuff for letting me do a rendition of what they do, man. I appreciate it.
Norm, can you imagine, you know what I mean, going to school now with
Oh,
NIL?
crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
It was funny because I talk to the I say young dudes now because I'm on year 10. It's crazy. It was like talking to Kobe and Jordan and Trenton and Cam, the young guys we got on the team. They already got designer on and everything. And I'm like, man, y'all don't even understand the struggle that I went through, man. Like my first
right.
for me, like when I got to the league, I thought I was gonna be living, you know what I mean? And like my first check was less than what I got in college. And what I got in college was $5,000, you know what I'm saying, for Pell Grant. And I'm like, man, y'all walking around here with a Hellcat. Man, y'all got Prada shoes on and LV bag, Go Yard, this, that, and the other. I'm like, man, I can't even imagine what it was like if I could do that. Because when we was in college, NCAA had the dumbest rules. Like you can get bagel, but you can't get cream cheese. You know what I mean? Like it's like what we talking about? It's an extra benefit to get cream cheese on a bagel. It's crazy.
Right.
That's a fact.
Diabolical.
No, that's a fact. They don't understand the struggle, man. I always say when I first came into the league, man, I was one day away from taking a loan from one of my homeboys, Jarrell Worthy. He was about to look out for me. He had just got drafted in the second round to the Green Bay Packers. And, they get a signing bonus. They get money right away. I ain't got no money from college, and I don't get paid till November 15th. And I ain't know when I was going to, second round pick like yourself. So they ain't signed me till later in the summer, didn't wait on the advance. I ain't have no money. And, man, I ain't have enough money to get a car. So I had to rent a car from Enterprise.
Bro, it's crazy.
But because they would let me, because Enterprise would let me rent, and like the Warriors at the time was able to take care of it because like just some rules were rookie. I ended up with like a $20-some thousand bill on Enterprise rental. I could have put that towards a car, but I couldn't afford to get a car. And so I had to bill. And then Jared Jack had a lease Range Rover, 2010 Range Rover. And he had like 9,000 miles on it. So he was about to turn his lease back in. Jack let me take over the lease. It was only like $37,000 left to pay on the truck, or $47,000 left on an incredible supercharged 2010 Range Rover. I'm like, man, Jack, I'll take that over. And I didn't have enough money to put on a down payment to get a car. So that's how I got my first car in the NBA. Like it was rough, man. I like for a while I ain't had no furniture. Then I got the advance. I was able to get some furniture. It was rough.
Bro, that sounds just like me, man. I had from pre-draft to draft to when I had to go to Toronto, I had to get a rental car just like yourself. And I remember it was a Chevy Impala from Enterprise, and I had that for the whole summer, man. And I had to take out a line of credit just to be able to pay the rental fee off, and then just to have some money for I could be able to move and get my stuff to Toronto and everything like that, man. It was crazy. I'm like, bro, this cannot be what the league is like. There's no way. I got drafted and I still have no money in my pocket. And then the first check, man, that first check, man, was less than what I got in college, man. Second round pick. I'm like, there's no way, but I'm getting taxed in Canada and Cali. So like I got nothing. Nothing. Wow. It was crazy. The only bonus I had was that in Canada, the conversion rate. So like we could get paid in American, and so you got money coming into a Canadian account, and that money is double at the time. You know what I'm saying? So like I opened up my Canadian account, and I'm like, oh man, I got money now. I got breathing room, man. But it was crazy.
That's funny. They'll never understand.
Well, y'all ain't got to complain now because y'all both pay.
Man, we doing well.
Y'all doing quite well.